I grew up with a front row seat to addiction. I saw it firsthand. We were immersed in an environment, a community that was ravaged by drug addiction. I just didn't realize that there was a science behind it and that you could potentially work on this, understand it, and intervene. That's really where I saw myself moving forward as a scientist. I could be a person to help change what it is that I saw firsthand.
Paul Kenny is a leading expert in the fields of neuroscience and addiction, with a focus on understanding the molecular neurobiology of drug addiction, obesity, and schizophrenia. His research seeks to uncover the adaptive mechanisms in the brain that drive addiction and other compulsive behaviors.
We identified him years ago as a rising star in the field of neuroscience, building our neuroscience community at Mount Sinai into truly one of the best neuroscience research enterprises in the entire world.
At Mount Sinai, I've got 3 real functions. The first is I'm a principal investigator. I'm an independent scientist. I have a lab of trainees, and my goal is to try and understand the brain in the context of substance use disorders.
He's probably one of the top addiction researchers in the world right now. Paul was one of the first labs to really show that nicotine, for example, can activate brain circuits that ultimately influence our peripheral organ systems, including the pancreas. His research has actually implicated smoking in the development of type 2 diabetes.
The other hat I wear is I'm the director of the Drug Discovery Institute. And so that's really trying to take the most interesting findings from labs like mine and other labs here at Mount Sinai and drive those findings into new medications.
Paul is one of very few people who can traverse that territory, from basic research on addiction mechanisms to making a new medication that can be given to people with an addiction syndrome.
Another job I have is chair of the Department of Neuroscience.
The question of what is it that Paul brings that elevates the faculty here in neuroscience. He's one of these people that has contributed so much to the field. And I think we all look at that and it makes us better scientists ourselves. We look to him sometimes for those ideas that might push our own research programs forward.
By honoring Paul Kenny with the Jacobi Medallion, we are recognizing someone who has made seminal contributions to neuroscience research, someone who has been a spectacular department chair in building a world-class department at Mount Sinai, someone who is a spectacular leader and great human being.
I feel tremendous urgency about the work I'm engaged in, and I think the clock is ticking ever louder in my ear. I want to have an impact, and I feel I'm in an environment where I can accomplish that, and I will accomplish that.